Hello students, are you ready for today's class? Yes, we have started history chapter 1, how, when and where. And today we are going to see about what is colonial and the administration produces records. So before we get into today's topic, we will recall the topics we have seen in the last classes. So history, what is history? So history is certainly about the changes that occur over time, isn't it students? And also we have seen how important are dates, that is the history was associated with dates, but for some events we cannot exactly get the period when it was started. Say for example, the habit of drinking tea started among the people, and which date the British rule was established in India, etc. But for some events like the year the king was crowned and the year he won the battle, etc., the exact dates were found by the historians with the help of inscriptions and manuscripts. Isn't it, students? And also, we have seen about which dates. Under this heading, we have seen that we would select the set of dates based on the focusing event. For example, in the histories written by British historians about India, they have given importance to the rules of each Governor General. That means these histories started with first Governor General Warren Hastings and ended with the last Viceroy Lord Mountbatten. And the next we have seen about periodization. It is the process of categorizing the past events into different blocks of time. Say for example, in the year 1817, James Mill published a three-volume book, that is a history of British India. In this book, he divided the Indian history into three periods, that is Hindu, Muslim and British. That means the period ruled by the Hindu rulers, by the Muslim rulers and the period after British control over India. So this periodization by James will not help us to understand about Indian history because he had categorized the period on the basis of religion of the rulers. But during the period of Hindu and Muslim rulers ruled our country, there are so many religions exist at that time. And the rulers in the ancient India did not share the same belief about God, and also the information about the lives and practices of other people were not covered in the history written by James Mill. And also he mentioned that the period before the British rule was in darkness. And apart from the British historians, the Indian history by the Indian historians have categorized the period into three, that is ancient, medieval and modern period. So in this periodization also has some problems. That is, they borrowed the information about the modern period from the Britishers. That means they mentioned that so this was a period of development in everything like science, technology, democracy, liberty, etc. But under the British rule, people did not have the equality, freedom, etc. So many historians refer this period under British rule as colonial. What is colonial? It is a process in which one country subjugates another. It leads to political, economic, social, and cultural changes in that country. Say, for example, England's control over India resulted in political, economic, social, and cultural changes in our country. In this book, you will read about how Britishers came to India as a trader and how they conquered our country, subjugated local Nawabs and Rajas, and how they established control of the economy and the society. And also, we will read about how they collected revenues to meet all their expenses, and also about how they bought the goods they wanted at low price, and how they produced crops in our country for export, and also how they bought the changes in the terms of values and taste, and also in the terms of customs and practices, etc. When the subjugation of one country by another, that is, if one country brings another country under its control, it leads to political, economic, social, and cultural changes, and we refer to the process as colonization. The next topic we are going to see is administration produces records. Historians use different sources in writing about the last 250 years of Indian history. One important source is the official records of the British administration. The British believed that the act of writing was important, and they have maintained the written records for everything like instructions, plan, policies, decision, agreement, investigation, etc. And these written records were studied and debated, that is, discussed for taking necessary actions. And this made the Britishers to produce administration records like memos, notings, reports, etc. And the Britishers felt that the documents and letters needed to be preserved carefully. So they set up record rooms attached to all the administrative institutions like Tahsildar's office, Commissioner's office, Secretarial's office, Collectorate office, and in the law courts. And specialized institutions like archives, museums were established to preserve the important records. What do you mean by archives? It is a place where historical documents or records are kept. The Britishers, they realized the importance of written records. So that is why they have created these institutions to preserve these records. And the letters and memos also moved from one branch of administration to the another in the early years of 19th century. Still these records can be seen in the archives. And you will also study about the notes and reports that the district officials prepared, or the instructions and the directives that were sent by the officials at the top to the provincial administrators. In the early years of 19th century, these documents were copied by calligraphists. That means a person who is specialized in the art of beautiful writing. But in the middle of 19th century, with the spread of printing, multiple copies of these records were started to print. I hope you understand this topic, students. Thank you.